counsel. Co-counsel Philip Corrigan told you at the beginning of this trial we would show you a young daughter, an enraged father, and a loaded gun. We've done all of that. We've shown you, beyond a reasonable doubt, that Mr. John Draft caused the murder of Mr. Stepp Walker. Let's go back over what we've heard today. We heard from Mr. Draft himself. He told you he recalled what happened on May 13, 2011. He said that he was at the strip mall and observed his daughter walking hand in hand with Stepp Walker. He told you it made him upset, made him angry. And then he told you what he did. He went home, he searched through young Sally Draft's email accounts, social media, and found some information that he didn't want to hear. Information that every father knows they'll hear at some point in time as soon as their daughter is born into this world. He found out that his daughter was not only dating, but was sexually intimate with Mr. Stepp Walker. What we don't know is what happened after Mr. Draft read those email addresses. Why? Because Mr. Draft doesn't tell us what he did. He conveniently forgets. We do know from Dusty Stockert that when he arrived at the Remington apartment complex, at the apartment that was known to be owned or rented by Mr. Stepp Walker, he observed Mr. Walker deceased, with 2 shots to the chest and 1 shot to the head. He tells you that his investigation of the apartment uncovered Twitter messages between the decedent and Mr. John Draft's young daughter, Sally, and he told you that that led him to call Mr. Draft. Though the defense would like to suggest that Mr. Draft was talking nonsense, Mr. Draft did say one thing that couldn't be construed as anything but true, or what he thought to be true. He didn't do it. But the evidence clearly points to Mr. Draft. The shell casing found in Mr. Walker's apartment was identical size, weight, and characteristics as the shell casing found in Mr. Draft's own pocket. When searching the residence, there's evidence. There's evidence that Mr. Draft did in fact own ammunition. And based upon Mr. Draft's own testimony, he owned and had access to a firearm on May 14, 2011. When asked about that firearm today in court, he couldn't recall having seen it in 5 years. However, when asked by his own doctor, Dr. Johnson, not only did he have that weapon on May 14th, he knew where it was, he took it out of the safe, he used it, he cleaned it, and he put it back. All after leaving Mr. Walker's apartment. The defense will undoubtedly try to make this a case of circumstantial evidence versus direct evidence. But in your eyes, in the eyes of the court, in the eyes of the law, circumstantial and direct evidence are all equally weighted according to the weight you give them. In a short period of time, the defense will come back up here and make their last plea and try to tell you that no matter how hard Mr. Draft tries, he can't remember what happened on May 14, 2011. But we have seen consistently that Mr. Draft makes rational choices, takes the necessary leaps that the situation dictates, and nothing more. Mr. Draft has consistently been held accountable for his actions in business and in life. And today the state's burden is to hold him accountable for what he did to Stepp Walker on May 14, 2011. when he went and shot that 22-year-old man, twice in the chest and once in the head, simply because he was dating his precious daughter. And we know that Mr. Draft is going to contend that he doesn't know what he did, or he doesn't know what he would do. But we do know that he wished he murdered Mr. Steppenwalker.